Hudson County, and welcome to another episode of our Hudson County Chamber of Commerce television show. My name is Maria Nieves. I'm President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce here in Hudson County. We have nearly 700 members, and our show really is focused on our members, the work they're doing in our communities, and also issues affecting the business community. I'm very, very pleased today to have not one, but two guests. We are joined today by Jennifer Hughes, Development and Communications Director of the Learning Community Charter School in Jersey City, and also by Nelly Tabora. She is Volunteer Coordinator and Community Liaison of York Street Project. I hope not to have to say the titles again. Welcome, Jennifer and Nelly, for joining us today. You all are working with us on a very special initiative at the Hudson County Chamber, Hudson Gives, which is on May 17. So I really wanted to talk about your organizations, what you do in the community, and then also about why this initiative is something that you've spent some energy on with us and joined us in. So let's start. Tell us about your organizations and sort of their missions and the types of services that they provide. Nelly, you want to go first and tell us about York Street?
Sure. York Street was founded in 1989, and it's an organization that understands very well the needs of women and their children, their families. We understand that their lives and their livelihoods, they hang in the balance when they don't have shelter, when they don't have an education or childcare. And at York Street, we're able to provide all of those services. So we're not just a shelter, we provide social services, educations, life skills, and it's an ongoing process. It's a holistic approach that we take to solving their situation.
I was about to say, you took the word right out of my mouth. I was about to say it's a holistic approach so that it's not just come in and fix one piece of it, because it's always an interconnected set of issues that a client may have.
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you. And Jennifer, tell us about the Learning Community Charter School.
So the Learning Community Charter School is in Jersey City. We are one of the first charter schools in the state. We were founded in 1997 by a group of parents and educators who came together because they wanted an alternative option for education. We now have 630 students in grades pre-K through 8th grade. And we are really excited and proud that we serve students and families from all over the entire city, all wards in Jersey City, from all walks of life. And it's a really fantastic organization that does a lot of really good work for a lot of Jersey City students.
So in terms of charter schools, and just help me because I am not as well versed, and I don't have children, so I don't really know about charter schools as much as I probably could. Is there an application process?
So we are admitted, all of our students are admitted through a lottery,
Okay.
And it is literally a lottery where there's a number in a bin and you spin
ball
it and
in
you
it.
pull it out, yes. We had over 1,300 applicants to our school last year, and
Wow.
we were only able to admit about 30
Oh, wow.
because of the openings in our school.
Okay.
So it's a very kind of coveted sort of school, and it's because we can provide a lot of small instruction, a lot of individualized attention, and a lot of focusing on that sort of child-centered project-based learning, which is really kind of at the forefront of education right now.
Right. And Nelly, at York Street, how many clients are you all seeing at any given time during the year? Does it vary?
It
Is
varies,
stable?
but annually it's about 500 families
Oh,
that we
wow.
serve a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's a large component, and I think people don't realize how large we are.
Right. No, I didn't realize that. And I've known you guys for a while, and I don't know why I didn't know that.
We're in downtown Jersey City, the backyard for the financial district, and they don't know we're there.
Yeah.
They
It's tough.
walk right by. We're across the main post office, and they just don't know we're there. We
Yeah.
blend in very well for a homeless shelter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't think I even knew that there was a homeless shelter component of it, and I don't know why I didn't know that. So thank you. I'm learning something today. I'm always learning something. You're both obviously running nonprofits, and I think sometimes people, and I run a nonprofit, that's what the chamber is. I think there is sometimes a lot of misconceptions about nonprofits, but they are such an incredibly important aspect of our local economy. What is the one thing that if you could help people understand about nonprofits, what would that be? Nelly, you want to start?
I think there's this misconception of, they want money. What do they want money for now? And basically, we do need it, but it's going back into our families, and it's to pay not only support for the residents that we're serving, but to pay for the building, the insurance, the utilities, our salaries, for our benefits for our staff. So that's something that we need the money as well. And then the other thing, there's two things, is please ask what our needs are. A lot of people think it's food and coats. That's what we get the most of. And it's not that we don't need it. Sometimes we just run out of space, but we need other things. And my main point is check with the organization.
Right.
And we'll let you know what our needs are, because they change often. And we're
Right.
very grateful for any donation, but it's always good to check.
Right. And in fact, in New Jersey, 10% of the workforce is employed in the nonprofit sector. That's a lot of salary, and those folks are buying local services and paying for houses and cars. So it's important to understand that that's what you're funding when you fund a nonprofit. Jennifer, what's the one thing?
I
before we
think
go to
probably
break?
one of the things that I see a lot is that people think, well, well, when it comes to funding a school or another organization like yours, well, someone else is going to take care of that. Oh, there must be a foundation, or there must be a grant, or there must be something else. And everyone
Or there's somebody else who will sponsor, right? Another
Everyone
corporation.
is that someone else. You are that someone else. You are the someone else that we need to help us. And that's the really important thing. And I think the other thing that I think is really important is the idea that obviously financial support is incredibly important, but I think we are all always looking for every kind of support and thought leadership. Connections with other people. One of the fantastic things that I've had with the Chamber is the ability to connect with organizations and bring them into my school and work with my students. And I think that's, the benefit that they get from that is incredible. So it's really about realizing that everyone is the person that we are looking for to help us and to help the people that we serve.
Right, it makes me think of that quote, if not now, when?
Right.
If not you, then who?
Right.
So we all need to sort of really consider right here, right now, how we can step up and help. And to your point, there are many ways to enter into a relationship with a nonprofit. Yeah. It can be the in-kind donation, it can be the financial support, the volunteering, and start with what are your needs at the organization. I want to meet my needs, but what are your needs, right? So thank you for those 2 points. When I come back, or we come back after this break, what I want to talk about is, why Hudson County, what's so unique about Hudson County, and why Hudson gives as well. So we're going to come right back after this break and continue this conversation with nonprofits and how they are so important to our local community. So come right back after the break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you.
We have to be able to police ourselves because we don't want anybody to tarnish our badge.
When internal affairs complaints are not handled properly, the public may believe that most officers commit crimes, when in fact that's not true. Most officers are professional.
If complaints aren't taken properly and the community that we serve doesn't have a trust in the police department, I mean, there has to be legitimacy. If the community doesn't trust the police, how could we effectively serve them? And by having a really comprehensive internal affairs unit that handles the complaints properly and people have trust in the system, it enables us to do our entire job as a police department much better.
We need the community as much as they need us. So that citizen that has lost trust in the community could be a very important witness for us tomorrow.
Hudson TMA reminds you that before you ride, you should perform the ABC Quick Check. Here's how to do it.
You don't want your bike to fail you, so get in the habit of doing the ABC Quick Check before you ride. A is for air. Check that your tires are properly inflated. They should be pumped up to the inflation rating printed on the tire. Many bicycle pumps come with a pressure gauge, so you can make sure they're properly inflated. Low pressure tires can easily puncture. B is for brakes. Check that your brakes are working. Your brake lever shouldn't come closer than a thumb's width to the handlebar. Your wheel should spin freely when the brakes are off. C is for the cranks, chain, and cassette. Grab both crank arms like this and wiggle them to make sure they aren't loose. Spin the pedals and make sure the chain runs smoothly through the gears. Quick means making sure your wheels are on tight if you have quick release wheels. The wheels should be snug in the dropouts and the quick release lever fastened tight.
Hudson TMA reminds you that if you are going to ride your bike after dark, you must wear the proper attire.
Can you see me? How about me? It's more difficult to ride at night, but if you have to, make sure you can be seen.
Check this out. I'm wearing white, but it's not enough because I'm still difficult to see.
No matter what time of day you ride, always wear bright clothing. But at night, you really need to wear reflective or retroreflective gear. If you don't have any, buy some retroreflective tape and put it on your shoes, your jacket, and your helmet. It helps reflect light back to the driver of a car.
Make sure your bike has reflectors.
And you need a headlight and a tail light. That's the best way to get noticed in the dark. And it's the law.
Remember, the sooner a driver can see you and recognize you, the sooner they can react.
Welcome back, Hudson County. Again, I'm Maria Nieves, President and CEO of the Hudson County Chamber of Commerce. And today we are discussing nonprofits, how important they are to our local economy and communities. And we're talking with Jennifer Hughes of the Learning Community Charter School and Nelly Tabora of York Street Project. Before the break, Jennifer, you said something very interesting, which I want to pick back up on. And that is that you found value in having been a member of the chamber and be able to connect with businesses and others. I just thought, if you could expand a little bit on that. Like, why is that important for a nonprofit? I think some nonprofits think, oh, I don't need to join the chamber. That's for a corporation.
Right. Well, and that's a really interesting thing. I think and I've seen it in so many different ways. It's meeting people like Nelly, who is a very experienced development director, and just being able to benefit from that type of, collegial sort of relationship. It's, meeting someone at an event who then, when I mentioned we were doing an hour of code with our students learning how to do coding, and he was like, I would love to come talk to your students. He came in and visited the school. And it's about developing those relationships that, whether they turn into, financial bottom line donations is obviously something that nonprofits are always thinking about, but we're also really thinking about where those communications and these relationships you can have with other people in your community, and that's, I think, really incredibly important. And you see that as well, right?
Yes, definitely. Schools like yourself, they call us, ask, we're doing a drive. What do you guys need? We're thinking about some socks and coats, and we're like, that's good, but I already have that. How about something else? And then we work it out. We collaborate and get something that will work for the children and will be beneficial to our families.
Excellent.
And like she said, it's great to meet people in all industries because we can help each other.
Right.
And that's, I think, the most important for me is just helping others, not just receiving, but also being able to give back.
Yeah, and I think from the Chamber's perspective, my goal is to help educate everyone that nonprofits are, again, they're very much central and integral to our business, our local business economies, and that their business model might be different, but they're businesses, essentially. And so that's why we started to pull our members together who are in the nonprofit sector, because we actually have quite a few of them, more than 100 out of our 700 members. And we are hosting Hudson Gives through our own new charitable foundation, the Hudson Chamber Foundation. We have, as of today, we have 49 nonprofits signed up for the day Hudson Gives. It's hashtag HudsonGives.org on May 17. Why are your organizations involved in this effort? Nelly.
Again, to let the residents of not only Jersey City, but Hudson County know that we exist, that there are many other nonprofits in the county that, and it's not only for homelessness, there's so many other different sectors within the nonprofit, and get awareness, get the word out, educate people about York Street, and other organizations. And maybe there's someone out there that needs our services. So by being here, hopefully we'll get the word out.
Right, that's a great way to look at it too. It's a fundraising day, but it's also a great way to get the word out. And there may be someone who needs your services who will now learn about where they can go to get help. So I love that. Jennifer?
Yeah, for us, we see it as a really vital way to continue connecting with the people who already know us and are familiar with us, but then to find new relationships with other people, within the chamber community. And also, we immediately saw this as a fantastic chance. We are a school for educating our students. So our students have really gotten excited about it. I've already had several meetings with both our Junior Honor Society and our student council. And actually, I'm very proud to say that our student council has already decided that they are going to be raising money themselves for 3 of the chamber nonprofits through a candy guessing jars. They're going to have 3 different candy guessing jars.
Oh, I love it.
And so people can try to guess, and all the money towards each jar is going to go towards 3 different charities that are participating in Hudson Gives.
Oh,
so the students have developed this. They're developing a marketing plan and a communications plan as to how they're going to roll it out within the school. And with 600 students who all really like candy, I think we'll be able to do something pretty good. So.
I love that. That's awesome. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help them with their marketing plan. Because
but this, I think, it really shows really what the fantastic connections that you can have between now. Like, these students are going to get a chance to see their good work and how it's going to impact their community.
Exactly.
And then that's a good thing for everyone.
Right.
Right, and that is a great point to make. So, so for the audience to understand, the Chamber is running a giving day. Again, it's called #HudsonGives, and the website is no hashtag on the website. The website is hudsongives.org. It's very simple. And it's going to be 24 hours of fundraising for at least 49 nonprofits who have signed up. And anyone can give, and you can give $5. That is the minimum, and that's all. I mean, that's it, to get engaged and to feel good, because I think what you're saying is everybody wants to feel like they can contribute and that there's a way for them to engage, and that's what the students are basically doing, right?
Yeah. And it's also really a fantastic opportunity for them to learn about marketing, to learn about developing a plan. They'll probably be doing social media about it because that's what they do.
Right.
But,
and also, like, in the community, those that want to help but don't know where to help, this is a great platform for them to see, like you said, all of the nonprofits that are in Hudson County, and they can learn about them and select a few to donate. And every little bit helps.
Right, and it doesn't take that much. Like $5 is what? It's a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Again, I'm invoking Starbucks. It's it's a simple lunch, if you will, or a couple of hamburgers. Cheeseburgers are my favorite at McDonald's. And you can give that and feel like you're making an impact, which is what I love about it. So are you guys doing you're obviously doing a campaign. Is York Street looking to do a campaign for the day to promote it? Okay.
Yes.
Your campaign will obviously look different. Can you tell us anything about your strategies, like emailing?
Yeah, probably emailing, social media. We have a Facebook page, getting to our existing donors, spread the word. And just getting it out there. Email blasts.
And it's about reaching those people that we already know, but then reaching the people that don't know about us already, who this will be like a platform for them to learn more about who we are and then what we do.
And share with those that don't know about us.
Right. Always good to reach out to those people who know you, because I think also giving them another opportunity to give and interact and engage. And even if they spread the word for you, they're your ambassadors, which always helps. It's about amplifying the message. Excellent. So when we come back, I want to circle back around to how Hudson Gives and this collaborative effort can really raise all boats, if you will. Is that the right phrase? The rising tide lifts all boats. Yes. All right, so come back with us. We're going to talk more and finish up our conversation about Hudson Gives, and then also how, again, our nonprofits are critical to our local economy and need our support. So come right back after the break with us so we can wrap up this conversation. Thank you very much.
Hudson TMA reminds you that whenever you are out on your bike, there are several things you must remember to stay safe.
That means when you ride in the street, ride in a straight line with traffic on the right side of the road. Riding against traffic is dangerous. It puts you where the driver of a car isn't expecting you.
Meaning he might turn in front of you, or worse, into you.
And you know what that means.
Ouch.
And if you're riding with friends, always ride single file. And here's something else to remember. Always obey traffic lights and signs, and pay attention to lane markings.
When you see one of these, stop. When you see one of these, yield. Traffic might be coming from one side or the other.
Now, since your bike doesn't come with turn signals,
use your hands.
But always check for traffic before you turn. Do this to turn left, this to turn right. Also, some states allow you to do this to turn right. And do this to stop.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
Welcome back, Hudson County. Again, I'm Maria Nieves, President and CEO of the Hudson County Chamber of Commerce. And we have two guests today. We're talking about a few things related to the nonprofit sector here in Hudson County. One is our hashtag Hudson Gives Giving Day coming up on Friday, May 17. I believe we are 34 days out, just about 5 weeks away. We're all getting very excited about it. Again, it's hudsongives.org. Put it on your calendar. Make a note to yourself to make a donation that day to at least one of 50 or all 50 organizations. I like to say donate early and donate often. We will be having prizes for donors as well as prizes for the nonprofit sectors as they do their fundraising, and those will be cash prizes for the nonprofits. You all have been involved in the planning of this day, so it's not just that your organizations have joined it. You're part of a task force that we put together of volunteers, mostly from the nonprofit sector, that's been working with us on this, so very instrumental in being thought leaders. Why have you done that? Why do you think that this is so important, Jennifer, for the region?
Well, I think it's really important for the region. I think it's really incredibly innovative for the Chamber to do this type of thing, because it really highlights just how integral nonprofits are to the community. And I think one of the things that's very fascinating when you look at it, because when you look at all of the nonprofits that are members of the Chamber and that are participating, you have everything from multi-million-dollar organizations with hundreds of employees to small one-person operations. And they're all doing really incredibly important work in the community, and they're all doing really, vital services, and they're all representing, and they're all part of this, economy in the county that shows like really how important this sector is. And I think it's not really thought of very often as as that important engine that it is, whether it's the large one or the small one. And
right.
I think that that's really important to kind of get everyone within the community thinking that way.
Right. And Nelly, I wanted to ask as well, like, is this also a way, I'm hoping that it's a way to get nonprofits, as we were talking about earlier, also sort of speaking to each other, maybe, being collegial, sharing best practices.
Exactly.
Do you think,
That's,
I'll leave it there.
That's what I've gotten out of it. There's so many things we do similarly, and there's things that we do differently, and we can learn from each other. Recently in joining the Chamber, I've been able to help other groups. When I have a surplus of donations, I then give it to someone else that might not get it, might not have the contacts that I do, and vice versa. So it's a really good feel that it's in Hudson County and we're helping each other out. And we're all helping the same group of people that have needs, or similar individuals. Right. At least in my homeless group, we do. So that's very satisfying to not only help the community, but help those that are helping others.
Right, and really build a sense of community among the nonprofit leaders like yourselves, who are, so sometimes I think we get all of us who are in nonprofit, like anyone, who are building businesses, because essentially that is what we're doing. And for some of us it is a smaller business than for others, but we're all doing it, and you get so knee deep in the day-to-day. And it's this other work, building those relationships that you sometimes forget you need to do as well. So thank you for that. Thank you. I should also thank you both for also being part of our task force. To me, it's been very exciting to work with you all on this. If I were a resident in Hudson County and I am looking to support an organization or do volunteering, and what should I do if I'm looking to get involved with your street? What's my first step? What would you suggest?
I always recommend come for a tour, because I can talk to you about it over the phone, in person, but actually going through our program is more impactful. You actually see everything, and people are always amazed at how much we actually do.
Right.
Words just are not enough to describe what we do.
And are there are volunteer opportunities at York
Oh,
Street?
absolutely.
Okay.
They can contact me to come volunteer at one of my ad hoc events. I have a pantry that needs restocking. I have a boutique in-house for all those donations, sorting, hanging, making it look pretty. So there's always an opportunity. We do spring cleaning, we do our gardens and replenish the flowers, things like that. So.
And you all are located, what is the address and the website?
It is at 89 York Street in Jersey City, right across from the main post office in downtown. Our website is yorkstreetproject.org.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I think what you said about coming into the organization, that's really the key, because I find that all the time too. I mean, you know, you can say, well, a school is a school and this is one thing or another. But, you know, every time I bring people into our school, you know, they walk away just, you know, with their minds blown, because these kids are just so amazing. And when you come in and you realize, like, you know, here's a school with, you know, 600 students, we have 40 different languages spoken in our students' homes, you know, and we reflect all of that. You see it every day. They have a fantastic song that they do as part of every assembly. It's the hello song, and they sing hello in different languages. They pull them out of a big hat. And it's just delightful, but that's a really good way for, if you're interested, to come in and get a feel for what they do. I actually have been to there, and I've seen it, and it's just phenomenal, the kind of work that they do. But that is what really, you know, can give you the information. And then also, I'm a very big believer, because I work with a lot of volunteers. You know, fortunately, I have a lot of parents who are very involved and very helpful. But I'm a really big believer in finding that thing that is your happy place. Like, what is your happy place as someone who's involved and wants to get involved? You know, I have a parent who will sit and stuff envelopes for 7 hours. That is her happy place. That would make me crazy, but it's, you know, it's what she loves.
Right.
You know, I have other volunteers who, you know, have fantastic connections, and they say, hey, this is my friend, call him. But it's finding that thing that gets you excited and that makes you feel good about helping.
Right.
Because that's what's really important, is to, you know, find an organization that you connect with, and then finding a way to connect with them that works for you in your schedule, in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Not all volunteering has to be, you know, I think sometimes people think it's, you know, really, really getting into it can just, I want to say trenches, but it can be something as simple as helping to stuff envelopes.
Everything is so important. I have a database person who is a wizard. I mean, I have the, you know,
technology, the social media.
Right.
We could use some help at the chamber on our social media.
We have babies, which is my catch. People love to be with babies, and we always need volunteers for that, to hold the babies, separation anxiety. And I always get the, ooh, I want to go see the babies. So, you know, that's our hook.
Oh yeah, that's quite a hook. And if you need other hooks, there are other organizations that you can find on hudsongives.org, from arts organizations to York Street Project and Learning Community Charter School to See Spot Rescued, and just a whole host of them. So as Jennifer said, you can find your passion around an organization to support, and then you can connect with one of these organizations and find something you like to do that will help support them. And then, of course, please give on May 17th. Thank you very much for joining us today. We do hope to see you for a Hudson Gives, and we hope to see you for another episode real soon of the Hudson Chamber of Commerce television show. My name is Maria Nieves, President and CEO. Thank you very much, and have a great day.